Howdy guys, today I'm going to go over reaction time and exactly what that process entails. I'll also be covering the difference between a reaction and a reflex. But first I want to set the mood and make sure y'all are comfortable, so if you'll excuse me, I'm going to light this candle. Ouch! So, let's go over what just happened there. What was my reaction time to feeling the heat of the lighter? The answer is, there is no answer. That was actually a pain reflex. The difference between a reflex and a reaction is that a reaction originates in the brain. What you just saw was a pain withdrawal reflex that originated from my spinal cord. Many movements controlled by the central nervous system don't actually require the brain's input. For example, pulling my hand away from the fire because I felt pain was a reflexive activity that was controlled by my spinal cord. The sensation of pain, such as the one as you just saw, travels directly to the spinal cord via sensory neurons. My spinal cord then issued an immediate command to withdraw my hand. So if that wasn't a reaction, what is? A reaction is when one of our senses tells us something, and that information makes it all the way to the brain, and then our brain decides what to do or react to that particular sensation. A perfect example of a reaction time is hitting a baseball. In the major leagues, a batter only has 425 to 450 milliseconds before a 95-mile-an-hour fastball crosses the plate. Considering that it takes 150 milliseconds for that same player to get the bat around, they have 300 milliseconds to decide whether or not to swing. Not to mention, at the same time, they have to determine exactly where that ball is going across the plate. So what exactly is happening to allow that major leaguer to hit the ball? First, the eyes are sending information to the thalamus. The thalamus then translates that information and sends it to the cerebral cortex. The frontal lobe then judges whether or not it's a strike and sends the signal for movement out to the muscles. So how is hitting a baseball significant to psychology? Hitting the baseball may not actually be significant, but the process that the brain and the body go through to accomplish that task are very significant. The speed at which the human brain can process information and react is astonishing, but also it's measurable. That gives psychologists the ability to produce empirical data and reinforce the case that psychology is indeed a science.